The next song is for my students. When you're feeling kind of bored but do not want to do chores, do your schoolwork. Okay, thank you.
So our new economic system to learn about is socialism. And in socialism, you have the government, which is being represented by the ring here, okay? The government is in control of all the resources and the materials, like the natural resources, the capital resources, and the government hires workers, and the government pays everybody equally and distributes all the healthcare resources, education resources, everything. Everything gets distributed equally, no matter if you are the most talented person in the world, or you are the hardest working, or you are Sawyer's girlfriend, okay? Or if you are the richest, doesn't matter. You're going to get paid the same amount. And so the government passes out things equally. So there's no competition. There's no extra incentives. No matter what you do, you get the same as everybody else. So that is socialism.
All right, guys. So if you remember from yesterday, we learned about capitalism. And the biggest thing about capitalism is that it is private industry, private individual owners who own businesses. They come up with the ideas, they get the financing, they own the business, and then they pay their workers how they want. And so now we're going to learn about socialism. Socialism is way different than capitalism because, first of all, as you could see in my WWE wrestlers, there was no longer one wrestler who was in charge and like paid everybody else. Now we had a corporation. So you had the wrestling ring that kind of acted as the government, okay, and it owned all the resources, and then it would distribute the resources to the individuals. So in socialism, there's public ownership where the government pretty much owns all the factories, lands, and resources. And you can see that on this picture down here. You have like the thing that looks like the Capitol building. So that's the head in charge is the government. And then the government will hire workers to work the jobs that they're interested in. But the money goes, like the money that the corporation makes gets spread equally among all the workers who contribute to the effort. And so nobody is rewarded for working harder or coming up with new ideas, or like if you're doing the same job as somebody else and you do it faster than they do and you get more accomplished, it doesn't matter. You're still going to get paid the same amount as the other person. So you can probably already see what one of the weaknesses of socialism is going to be. If you work harder than somebody else and you don't get rewarded for it, you're probably not going to want to work hard. So the government has a large role in the economy. Okay, like pretty much the economy, like the way you make money is run by the government. They have control of things. And strengths are that a big selling point of socialism is that everyone has access to like healthcare and education. That's something like healthcare is a really big deal with the politics that are happening. And like there was a candidate named Bernie Sanders who was trying to run for the Democratic candidate for president. He did not win. Joe Biden did. But he was really big on universal health care, and he had a lot of socialist ideas. Now, we do have some socialist ideas already in America. We're mostly capitalistic, but do we have like healthcare, or not healthcare, but do we have education for everyone? Yes, Mrs. Ella Fritz, we have public education for everyone. Good job, guys. We do not, however, have secondary education, which means college for everyone. Everyone has to pay for their own. So we don't have universities that are run like socialists where the government owns them. And this, all workers get paid similarly. No one is overly wealthy or poor. So you can see on your screen there, nobody has the big like fat sack of cash. They all have those same medium size or little size However, as you can imagine, and what has happened all over in these like dictatorship type societies, okay, is that socialism depends on the cooperation of workers and it discourages any competition. And so, like, everyone has to be on the same page and working together and wanting to do it. It also does not encourage innovation or bettering your quality of work. So they're getting less, less quality. Also, they're getting less produced because there's a lack of motivation, which can lead to low production of goods, which can actually lead to mass poverty. Because if these people are not motivated to work, they're not making things quickly, they're not making them well, you run out of the things because they're not being made, and then everybody's going to suffer. Now, the worst thing, though, I think, is the last one. Think about how much power the government is given if the government is in charge of your economy and shells out who's going to get what money. And so the government is given a lot of power, and sometimes that power is abused. In fact, most of the time, the power is abused. And so that is one of the major weaknesses of socialism. Okay, so now that we have finished that part, let's go. Okay, now that we're done with that, let's go back to our chart. So today you are going to be filling in your socialism category. How is power distributed? That means how do the people gain power or gain money as well? Write out or insert picture below. Be specific, no one-word answers. So like I had a drawing with a big Capitol building and then the individuals below. I might have even done a drawing with like the wrestling ring with the wrestlers. Okay, or I could write about how, you know, power starts with the government and the government will like give out money and resources equally to its citizens. So once again, you can try to find a picture, you can try to draw something and insert it, or you can just write about how power is distributed, how it's passed out. Category 2, what role does the government play in this? Is it a big role, a small role, or no role? You should know this after listening to me talk. And then categories 3 and 4 is give the bullet points. So you should have capitalism done from Friday. Fill out socialism today. Tomorrow we will do communism, and then that's the end, guys. Sad times. Okay, I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.